Hello there, welcome back to Simon's Shed, and today we're taking a bit of a break and going back to the old favourite, Bodenham Woods. To get the layout out of this bit to allow me to do a bit of work, I just put it up there temporarily and it gave me an idea. But first of all, we need to take a look at it, and because it's been put on its side and moved around, and we need to see if anything needs fixing. Probably give the track a clean, get it working again, and then I'll tell you about my brainwave. So I did take all the vehicles off, everything else is glued down. It's survived remarkably well. It needs a bit of a hoover off. You can see some little bits of dust on there, and I did manage to catch the edge of this roof, but you can't really tell unless you start poking it, so I'll get that glued back down. And the only sort of casualty was the water tower from here. So yeah, this little bit of fence and this water tower just needs sticking back down. Oh, and there was a water pipe there, which I may have lost. But apart from that, it's all intact. So I put the layout down here, and I thought, what a great space for it. But obviously, with the new layout, when that starts being, the track starts being laid there, it'll have to go. And I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea if I could just move it up to a shelf on there? But then it'd be quite awkward to sort of keep getting it down, and there'd be nowhere to actually put it without squashing all the track that's down there and the scenery that's down there. So just as a crazy idea, I thought, what about some kind of pulley system? Because there's two convenient rafters going across there. So I went on to Google, intending to have a little look at what you need to make a pulley, and I found these bicycle lifts. So you've got sort of two sort of claws, if you like, and a pulley system and a sort of locking system so that it doesn't come back down again. And obviously it's aimed at bikes, but I thought, if I get two of those, it'll save me messing about trying to create my own pulley system, and it should be a bit more secure because it's got this sort of locking mechanism. So what I'm going to do is put one side and one the other, and attach it to there, and winch it up out of the way. That's the theory, so let's see how I get on. So first, let's have a look at this. It was just £7.50, and if you look on Amazon and just search for, just put in bike pulley, it's basically the first one that comes up. As I say, it's like £7.47 it was. So let's have a brief look at what we're getting here and how it actually works. So we get two little claws, which I'm hoping are going to hold the layout. Now, conveniently, they do seem to have holes, so I'll probably hook it onto the layout and just put a couple of screws in there just in case. We don't want the layout flying across the room. So let's get this out of the way. I've got two bits that go on the ceiling. If I can arrange it so that you can see. There we go. So those are the bits that go on the rafters. Screws to fix it. Oh, that's falling out. That's to sort of wind the string round to keep it in place. Instructions and quite a lot of rope. So basically the rope, you tie one end through here and it comes down through one of the claws, through the pulley there, back up, across, down, through the other one, back up, and through this sort of safety thing that locks it to make sure it doesn't fall on your head. And there's also, as I say, this to wrap the string around. So I've got one of them attached, and pretty impressed with it. And I couldn't resist, even though there's only one sort of claw either side, couldn't resist giving it a little test. And it works really well. Obviously be a lot better when there's two each side and it's a lot more stable. But the locking thing is the only thing holding that up. And let me see if I can show you. It is a floating layout. So I'll probably have to rig something up. Maybe a block of wood that I can put at the back to stop it swinging about like that. But it shouldn't be as bad when there's I've attached the other pulley system to this rafter. So that's what I'm going to do next. And yeah, I'll give you a look when it's done. Had a slight snafu with the plug, as you can see there. I have to relocate that slightly because one of the pulley plates needed to go where the plug was. It's almost brilliant. It's just not quite high enough. I can get the this end high enough, but the back, you can see the backboard is almost hitting the pulley there. So long term I'm going to either have to cut the backboard down slightly or cut a slot in that corner, make a removable bit of backboard so that I can hoist that a bit higher up, or maybe both of those things. And also I'm not going to leave it on these hooks. it's very scary. What I'm going to do is, you can see there's a bolt here, so I can take this whole thing off, and there's a hole there and there, so I can just screw the whole thing to the side of the layout and lose this bit altogether. But I think it's going to work once I've sorted those issues. Right, what I've done is put a block of wood at each corner, and as I explained, I've screwed in the pulley there with some nice long screws that go well into this block. So what I'm going to try and do now is show you it going, winching up and down. It is pretty cool actually. Makes it very easy to work on the soldering underneath. I don't know why I didn't do this ages ago. And we're back up and running. Hooray! Bodenham Woods is back in business. So I've started having to go at cutting out a section for there, just there on the backboard, so I can get it up a bit higher out of the way. But to be honest, it's better just with those pulleys attached directly to the board. It already goes up higher than it did, but I will do that at some point. It's just tricky to do without damaging the back seam, so I want to do a bit at a time. But yeah, we've stuck this back down. We've got the water pump and the water tail back where they should be. All the dust's gone, all the stray foliage has been put back in place, fences glued back down. Got a nice straight row of trees again here, which were all wonky before, and everything is working nicely. The track was very dirty, everything was very juddery at first, but the outer loop seems pretty smooth now. I'm just cleaning the inner loop with the little cleaning tray going now with the Class 24. Just using those little pads that go underneath, which you couldn't see there at all because the train just went past at the same time. Forget it this time. The little dust monkey pads, I think they're called, that clip underneath the wagon and just brush the rails. So there we are, time for a bit of a train playing session, I think. Haven't had one of those for a little while. And when it's all done, I just have to take the trains off and winch it up into the sky. So that's all for this update. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.